In this video, let us talk about some of the outbreeding devices in flowering plants. The transfer of pollen grains from the anther of the stamen to the receptive stigma of the carpel or pistil is called pollination. Depending upon the source of pollen grains, pollination is of three types: autogamy or self-pollination. When the pollen grains from the anther are transferred to the stigma of the same flower, it is known as autogamy. Geitonogamy, when pollens of a flower pollinate any other flower present on the same plant, it is said to be Geitonogamy. Geitonogamy is similar to autogamy since the pollen grains come from the same plant. Xenogamy or cross-pollination. Here, the pollen grains from the anther of a flower of one plant is transferred to the stigma of the flower of another plant. Continuous self-pollination leads to chances of inbreeding depression. It means loss of vigor in offspring. So, the flowering plants have developed many devices to discourage self-pollination and to encourage cross-pollination, which are called outbreeding devices. Some of the outbreeding devices are discussed here. First, let us talk about dichogamy. In some plants, receptivity of stigma and pollen release are not synchronized. To be more clear, in protandrous condition, when anthers shed their pollen, stigma is not receptive. And once stigma becomes receptive, no more pollens are left in the same flower. This is an example of protandry. Here, the bees receive the pollen, but the stigma is not matured. Once when the stigma is matured, no pollen is left. In protogyny, stigma gets matured far before the release of the pollens of the same flower. Once when the pollens are released, stigma is no more receptive. In this example, first day the stigma is receptive but the pollens are not matured. And on the next day, when the anthers start dehiscing, stigma is no more receptive. This is an example of protogynous condition. Next device is heterostyly. It refers to dimorphic flowers which have styles of different length. It is clearly visible in Primula vulgaris or prime rose, which is two types of flowers. Long-styled flowers which possess a long style that stands high above the anthers, and short-styled flowers which have short styles that stand well below the anthers. Self-sterility or self-incompatibility is a condition where pollens of a flower either do not grow or grow slowly if they fall on the stigma of the same flower. This prevents self-fertilization. In this figure, you can notice that the pollen S3 and S4 is able to germinate where S1 and S2 are not able to do so as they are from the same flower. In some bisexual flowers, the structure of anther and the style is such that autogamy is mechanically not possible. This condition is called Herkogamy. In Gloriosa superba, Herkogamy is a mechanism where stigma and anthers are spatially separated within the flower, preventing self-pollination and promoting cross-pollination. Another device to prevent self-pollination is the production of unisexual flowers. Unisexual flowers are those that possess either male staminate or female pistillate reproductive organs, but not both within the same flower. If both the male and female flowers are present on the same plant, such as castor, it is monoecious. It prevents autogamy but not Geitonogamy. In papaya, male and female flowers are present on different plants. This condition is called Dioecious. This condition prevents both autogamy and Geitonogamy.